Hello, everyone, and welcome to the fifth session of the NTalks 3.0. I just want to remind you before we start this session that the previous editions, the two editions before this one, and the first sessions of these editions are available on the NEXUS Academy website. I will put the link during the presentation or in the end, so we can see all the previous sessions we had. This session will explore how training, sustainability, AI, and digitalization are reshaping the future of transport and logistics education. So as ports become smarter, greener, and more interconnected, the skills required from the logistics workforce are changing faster than ever, as we have already noticed. And joining us is Orlando Reveco. He is a product manager at La Escola Europea Intermodal Transport and a key figure behind the Port Virtual Lab and several international capacity building initiatives. So I'll not take longer. Orlando, welcome again, and thank you very much for your availability with the call that you have. So thank you for your effort. And please, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Joao, and thank to all the people here. And I hope that you enjoy the presentation today. And as Joao mentioned, I want to apologize because I have this cold and maybe I cough. I don't know. Sometimes during the presentation, please try to avoid that and forget that. And we will. Basically, we will aim and we will try to achieve that understand and basically exchange communication and exchange information about how the digital competences are based in the future of logistics. We are a training center, sorry, in Barcelona, and of course, as Joao mentioned, we will explore how education, simulation, artificial intelligence, and innovation are key elements in the present and, of course, the future of our sector and, well, many other sectors. Okay. So I want to start to turn to the Nexus Academy and this end talks for the opportunity to be here today. Thank you very much. And basically, I am here to explore, sorry, and offer you this roadmap. Okay, we have the welcome, the introduction about, well, this is a brief presentation about myself, and of course about who we are as a training center. As you all mentioned, I belong or I am part of the amazing team of La Escola Europea Intermodal Transport in Barcelona. And well, the idea explained to all of you, based in the concept of and definition of this presentation, what we are doing. And of course, we will go through in different definition and terminologies that we will explore in order to basically achieve the objective of this presentation. So we have the who we are, then we have the future ready training and simulation. We have this platform called Port Virtual Lab, and the idea also is explained to all of you about the Port Virtual Lab. Then we need to mention, of course, sustainability, digitalization, and artificial intelligence. And next step is talk about reskilling, sorry, and upskilling. And finally, we will mention how the when you gather different elements in which you take into consideration digitalization, artificial intelligence, the energy of the professionals involved in the sector, and many sectors, you create amazing innovation ecosystem. We have two great examples of that. One is PLIKA, and then we have CHIROM. And also we need to go through that in my presentation. So I'll start with this motto: from experiential learning to virtual labs and innovation ecosystem. This is basically the way in which La Escola add to the ecosystem of training, what we know today as the Port Virtual Lab. Who we are? We are a training center located here in Barcelona. We offered innovative courses, specialized courses to the people who actually want to develop and basically increase the knowledge and develop the skills that they already have in order to thrive in the future of the port logistics. We promote the comodal transport, as you can see here in the slide, as a tool of create supply chain. And our members or the people who actually and organizations involved in the structure of the Escola, we have two shipping lines. Grimaldi Lines is a Italian company, and GNB. And also we have the Port Authority of Barcelona and the Port Authority of La Lazio, Genova, among others. So basically we have a strong structure, and the idea is use this strength in order to promote what we think is the future in our in our sector. Okay, we need to take into consideration that today we have a lot of technology, we have a lot of innovation, we have a lot of things that you need to consider, and you need to know how to work with these kind of tools, because otherwise you have a you will have a problem. You will have a situation in which, well, you will see that maybe the other guy in the next table have a more impact in the work that he or she can done that you. So in order to create and basically have this balance, we offer this kind of training, specialized training, and this is something that we the next year we will have 20 years doing. So we have a lot of experience in the area, we have good relationships, and of course we have good friends, because our students at the end of the courses they become friends and part of the family of La Escola. The history of the Escola, we are not only here in Barcelona, we have other offices across the Mediterranean. We have two main branches, one here in Barcelona and one in Civitavecchia Port Community. For those who don't know more about Civitavecchia, is the port community close to the city of Rome. So it means that we have a great impact and great locations to achieve and to find all these great locations with a lot of students and a lot of future professionals in order to create a real impact. Also about our history, we found that in 2006 found the Escola by the ports, as you already mentioned, Barcelona, Rome, and Genova, and also with the support of Grimaldi and GMB. Then the years run by through all these 20 years, and then we have this 2025 scenario in which we create a new concept in training, specialized training services. Okay, we have a lot of different branches in which we have this connection, special connection with all the sectors in our port logistic scenario, and this is something that actually we are truly honored, because we have this amazing structure with amazing team, and we continue every day building and creating new things. About the future ready training and simulation, we have the Port Virtual One. The Port Virtual Lab is a platform initially developed. I must say this is initially developed by the Escola. The one of the mastermind behind the Port Virtual Lab platform is our director Eduardo Des. And after that, we have an amazing team, as mentioned many times before, in which we have all the the obligation, and we have all the work to continue evolve and continuing working in the platform in order to have the most update scenario and well prepared for the professionals and future professionals in the sector. If you check this address, PVL.ONE is the only need that you think you need in order to have the access to our platform for virtual lab. Well, the address and internet connection, of course. The background, and this is important to mention because actually clarify a lot about what we are doing this today is in the year of the COVID. Traditionally, the Escola Europea offered face-to-face training, but then the COVID arrived, and of course, as you probably know, I know, and everyone's know, the contact and this first-person training are forbidden. So basically, what happened in 2019 is the Escola is the leader of one European project called JETMET, as you can see here. And this JETMET project gathered 8 different port communities across the Mediterranean, north and south. We have in Spain, Barcelona and Valencia. Also, we have Marsella in France, Civitavecchia in Italy. Sorry. And Damietta, Tunisia, and Jordan, and finally we have Lebanon. So the idea with this project is basically offer experience and training to youth and young people. And in order to do that, we have this limitation, and in order to overcome the situation, in that time, we thought that would be a good idea if we combine the digital environments with the power of the internet. Everyone, they are basically in their homes with these limitations and this situation of the COVID, but that doesn't mean that we can continue and we can basically develop different training sequence in order to create a fantastic result. Today, the JETMET project is already done, it's already gone, but using the data of the JETMET project, this European project, and also the integration of the Port Virtual Lab in several academic programs. Since the born of the Port Virtual Lab in 2019 till today, we have more or less 4,500 participants, professionals, and future professionals that has been already immersed in the Port Virtual Lab platform. And for us, this is proud. This is something in which this is a great result in all the effort that we print in the construction, in the development of this platform. We suppose also, and we noticed that during the way in which we have this new evolution of the platform, that we need to complete, or we need to find a way in which the students, professionals, and future professionals they are prepared for a global challenge. We have many global challenges, but we identify 2 of them. Initially, we have that the theoretical training dominates the logistic education. Of course, is something that we need. We need to understand about Incoterms. We need to understand about transport documentation. We need to understand about insurance. We need to understand about a lot of things. But what happens if we can combine this theoretical training with practical training? It's not, we are not trying to find a way to basically exclude what they see, and when I say they, the students see in the classroom every day, we are trying to find a way in which we can combine what they see every day on the classroom using in a basically practice these kind of things in a virtual scenario. Also, we understood that we have a lack between the students in the classroom and in the real world. How's that? They have a lot of knowledge. They dominate basically all the information about the international trade, logistics, foreign trade, and so on. But they don't have experience with some maybe tools that they will need to understand and to know is better before they get into this professional sector. How's that? We see that we have some lacks in the information about how they have the opportunity to use a lot of software and digital tools in order to improve, in order to understand that they have the power to make better things in, and of course using the less time possible. So in order to have these two consideration with us and to complete this and to feel these two global challenges, we propose and we continue with the evolution of the Port Virtual Lab as a specialized training platform that today we have include in several academic programs around the world. Our vision of how we believe that is something important. We believe in the democratization of knowledge. Of course, if you have the opportunity to visit the Port Virtual Lab website, you will see that you have a lot of information free of charge. We want that people, in this case, our colleagues and future colleagues, have the opportunity to have this information. Of course, maybe you can say, if I go to ChatGPT, if I go to Perplexity, if I go to Grok, I have the same quantity of information, but I am not talking about the quantity. And this is something that we discuss in maybe the next slides, but I am not talking about the quantity. I am talking about the quality of the information and how this information is structured. And this is the reason why we think and we know that we have that all this information that we have in our platform is valuable, and of course is something that also can offer to the future professional in the sector and add value in order to achieve, in order to develop the skills needs, and basically as a result thrive in the future of the port logistics. Can you see this phrase right here? The true progress means making technology accessible to everyone. Also, we have this link between how many technology we need in order to create a significant change, and why why I need to understand and why I need to know about technology. Of course, this is a question that maybe not all the people have in their minds, but I need to tell you that today the young people, I have a lot of examples in which they know about the chat GPT, they know about the artificial intelligence, they know about blockchain, the all the things related, the machine learning and all these kind of things. But sometimes they actually don't understand the importance of these elements in their futures. And this is something not awful, but this is something concern for me, because actually is what we're trying to do here in the Escola. We're trying to encourage to them in to know more, in understand the tools, and of course find the path to develop and create their own solutions, and of course their own way. And this is the reason why we have the constructivist approach. In the constructivist approach, which is a philosophy that we use a lot here in the Escola, is not only to know the tools, it's not only to have the students as a trainer, of course, and as always, the core is the student. But as a trainer, you are there to explain to them about all the tools available and how to use it. But the final decision is something that they need to take. Uh, Sometimes it's easier go to ChatGPT as something copy and paste. But what happened with this professional? With what kind of professional we are developing or we are training? Because the idea is basically that we can use artificial intelligence. I use the artificial intelligence every day. I love the artificial intelligence. And I believe about the artificial intelligence, and I believe that artificial intelligence can offer to us a big change and fill a big gap of information and knowledge that we can use to create and improve in other and better things. But we need to understand that, and this is not something that this is something that I am saying. This is something that Sam Altman, which is the mastermind behind OpenAI, said. The 95% of the people, they don't know how how to use correctly the artificial intelligence. They only go there and they make some questions. They copy the first answer, and then that's all. And this is uh, this is something that we need to worry about it, because we are not creating better professionals. We are creating automatisms, and this is not the way in which we expect the artificial intelligence help us to create a true evolution, not only in our sector. I am talking about our society. And well, basically, as you can see here, the instructors and the facilitators, not just content providers. We are here fostering a deep understanding and a real engagement. Most of you are teachers, are trainers. You know that, well, for me, I am a trainer too. And I am so happy when I see people in the classrooms, in our training sessions, that actually they enjoyed not the training, they enjoyed this real feel that's only achieved when they understand and they learn something new and they understand about what they are learning, and they see a real application in their futures and in the things that they need to do in the present. So this is for me truly amazing, and this is more or less what the constructivist approach offer to this, or try to offer to this generation. So go deeper in the Port Virtual Lab, and I will try to to find a way to go faster, maybe to have more time for questions and clarify doubts. The motto in the Port Virtual Lab is the unlocking the power of immersive learning. We are working with learning by doing. Of course, this is not a philosophy that we invent here in the Escola. We not invent the learning by doing philosophy. We have this application in our sector, and this is what is truly awesome. We have this video. I don't know. Maybe, well, or maybe I can skip the video, because I don't know why. I can put the video. No. Okay. Well, we have a video in the presentation, but for technical reasons, I can play the video. But the video is basically an overview about the platform and what we expect to achieve and to do with this platform, not only in the future professionals in our sector, also for the training centers and the organizations who actually they are linked with the Port Virtual Lab. What we think is the best way to implement and create digital competences. It's about digitalization, it's about virtual environment, it's about simulation. For Virtual Lab is a web-based platform. That means that you don't need anything else that the internet connection and computer. Sometimes even not a computer, because I saw a lot of people, young people, that they use the cell phones in the training. But the idea is extend all the knowledge that they already have in the digital environments, okay, because they use, well, all of us use a lot the cell phones in a real training scenario. This is a web a platform. This is a web-based platform developed and created not only for the students. We have also professionals involved in these trainings, and the reason sorry, the reason is very simple. We have a great tool, we have a flexible tool, we have a reliable tool, so it means that we can customize and we can decide which level, academic level, we want to print to the scenarios and to the training organization programs that we design for each training institute based on the particular needs of each training institute. So this is awesome because you don't have a default theme. You have a tailor-made theme or tailor-made scenario that in which we will have the opportunity based in what you are learning in your classroom to apply this or practice this these ideas, this new knowledge in a practical scenario. As I already mentioned, the Future Ready Training Program, we include and we have this that we call serious games. In the serious games, we use the role game. And I am pretty sure that maybe some of you have heard before about the role games in which you have an actor and you have this script and you need to perform different operations and activities based on the actor that, well, someone decide that you need to you need to play, basically. And what we have here in the virtual environments, we have everything, as I already mentioned, in an online scenario, using internet, using the platform, using a lot of digitalization. And I assume, and I know that this is something in which we can agree a lot. The digitalization is the present and the future of our sector. Not only our sector, all the sectors around the world, and not only for the sustainable elements. We are talking about optimization. We are talking about traceability. We are talking about a lot of things that the digitalization gives to us, and we include this element in the Port Virtual Lab platform. And finally, we have simulation. What if you have the opportunity of practice something in a risk-free environment? We encourage you to do things. We encourage you to press and click on buttons and change the things and create a new scenario and maybe design a plan B and something like that, because we believe if you fail, you learn. And if we are there to support and this process, you will fail only once, and the second time everything will go well or better. We create we don't create. We believe in the pyramid of learning. You have, as you probably know, you have different percentage. If you read about something, it's about 10%. If you heard other person to talk about it, it's a 50%. If you have audio visual content, it's a 25%. And this is a percentage of let's say learning that you achieve using all these elements. But the best way to learn something is when someone explains to you about this, you put this in practice, and then you explain to others about what you are doing. And this is basically the structure about our training courses with the Port Virtual Lab. The primary goals, if we need to mention three, we have offered simulated scenarios where the participants, as I just mentioned, can develop and perfect their knowledge, and of course, stimulate the power skills. Today, we don't need only great professionals. We need the best trained and prepared professionals ever. And this also include the power skills. What happened when sorry, when you have all this knowledge, but maybe you have a problem to take decisions after you analyze the information. These are things that we take into consideration, and we try to explore, and we try to teach. Well, not to teach. We encourage to practice to the people during our training courses using the platform. Problem solving and decision making. And finally, we have developed the ability to use all this content and all these things that they have available in the Port Virtual Lab platform in order to understand the present and, of course, the future of the port logistic, because we need to be prepared for the future. So about the platform, we have different elements, and these elements offer to us the opportunity to say that we have a comprehensive platform. We already know, and we already talked about digitalization. It's a digital platform, means that we have this immersive learning and easy access operation flexibility covered. You only need an internet connection, and this is basically what one of the particular limitation, and actually it's not a quite a real limitation, because maybe all the people, well, a big percentage of the people, maybe not all the day, but they have the opportunity to have the access to the internet at least one time per day, and in our countries during all the day. So this is a great way to spread the voice and to do things. And finally, we have the internationalization. As you probably remember, the Port Virtual Lab began as a European project in which we have different port communities exchange information between them, exchange different documentation, we have different coordinators, we have different participants. And the idea today, we offer we implement the Port Virtual Lab in a local context, in each organization, training center, and so on. But our idea is basically in this aspect, go back a little bit and connect, okay, all the training centers and all the organizations related and linked with the Port Virtual Lab, with the Port Virtual Lab network, in order that they have the opportunity at least one time per year to compete, to exchange, to create a networking experience between them. This is not only a learning process. You will see, and we have two good examples about that we're trying to create and develop a complex and comprehensive network for professionals and future professionals and professionals. And this is one part of what we are doing. The Port Virtual Lab is a virtual port community in which we have almost 40 simulated companies. The idea with these companies is that you as a trainee have the opportunity to interact with these companies and to do things. You can request transportations. You can maybe ask for a insurance coverage. You can ask for a packaging plan B scenarios. You can do many things. Also, we create in a homemade production. We create this port community system, again homemade. We call MedTrade, and we use the MedTrade to exchange and basically move information between the participants and between the participants with the trainers. The communication, as you probably know, is a key factor, not only in our sector, in the life. So this is the reason why we invest a lot of time and money to create this complex network. And also, the Port Virtual Lab is not only about simulated companies. We have uh, different tools that actually offer to the participant the best experience. And one of these tools is an ERP and an enterprise resource planning from the company Click and Cargo company. They designed for us an academic model, and we can use this academic model in a simulated scenario. So this is great because for the participant, this is an add value. They will have the opportunity to practice, to know more about this software. Maybe that maybe in the future they don't have the opportunity to find in front of them the click and cargo software they have in the companies, I don't know, SAP or something like that. But the idea, and this is something, this is an idea that you need to take into consideration. The structure of all these software are basically the same. Of course, we have better software and more customized software, but the structure is the same. We're talking about commercial elements, we're talking about operational elements, we're talking about administrative elements, and this is how the Click and Cargo can offer to them and gauge a game changer because offer to them the opportunity to know more about this kind of softwares. In the context of our simulation, we use, sorry, we use a lot of case of studies, different case of studies for each team. And these case of studies are based on related with real activities placed and made by several companies in our sector. What happened is that we have these 20 years experience in the sector, we have a good friends in the sector, and we contact and reach out to these companies to ask them to provide to us real operations made by them. We adapt this operation and we create our case of studies. So the participants using the Port Virtual Lab, the participants using the platform, they will have the opportunity not only to use these different tools, also they will have the opportunity to create these contacts with real operations, real activities made and placed in our sector. We just we are more than the ERP and the MedTrade for community system. We have the shipping line company, we have the railway company, we have one amazing air freight company, the bull cargo company, inland transportation. We have all the logistic change covered. And well, maybe most of them, more one of them, or they have some I will say more developed companies than others, but we are working into create the best more complex virtual sport community in our context of training. This is the operational scope about the Port Virtual Lab. I will go. I will try to go smoothly and faster here in this part because I want to take the time to explain you about other things that we are working and more related with the presentation process. But this is basically what we are doing. We have a team organization. This is a role game. We use the freight forwarder model as an example today. This is an operational scope based in training. training not only for people who want to um, be freight forwarders in the future. Remember the role game, the role context, the role scenario in which we pick an actor in the logistic chain and we develop things based on that actor. Of course, as you probably know, the freight forwarder is like the architect of the logistic chain. They every day need to contact with different companies, they need to manage different documents, and so on. And this is the reason why we chose the freight forwarder actor to be used in our training context. And what else? We have a team organization. All the participants will perform and will represent all communities. They need to complete different special tasks and documentation analysis. Then they need to go through the ERP in order to create commercial offers and contact with directly with the customers. They need to create a maritime or air freight operation files. And also they need to contact with different companies in order to add more services to the transportation process that they are developing. So as you can see, it's a connection, it's an operational scope in which you have from zero to the invoice. We take into consideration all the steps in this kind of operation. These are some examples. Sorry. These are some examples about the documentation related to the case of study. As you probably know, as you probably can see here, maybe it's quite small, but they have this documentation in which we provide all the credentials to use the platform. Also, this quotation letter. Basically, it's a quotation letter in a role scenario to provide to them the instructions about what they need to do. Also, we provide to them an initial background, an initial scenario about the content in their case of study. They will see here the name of the shipper, the consignee, the origin, the destination, the Incoterms, all the things that in a basic level they need to know and understand to go and move forward. Also, we include to them all the documentation, the data sheet, the commercial invoice, all of this in a digital platform. We don't print anything. We use service like Google Drive. We use service like, of course, PDF and our dashboard, operational dashboard to provide to the participants to this kind of documents. What they need to do, they need to analyze all the information, they need to check and fill the packing list, they need to do several special tasks, and after that, they need to contact with different companies. What happens if in the quotation letter, my customer, because I am not the customer, I am the freight forwarder, the service provider, asked me to move a cargo from Barcelona to Damietta. So I need to contact using maritime operations. I need to contact with the shipping line, and the shipping line will get back to me with a quotation just like this, in which I will find all the documentation and, sorry, all the information need in order to begin with my file, my export file, using the ERP and the automatics that we have inside this platform. Well, this time I want to ask you, if you want, you can scan this QR code right here in your screen, and please write down this 4-digit number. This is an interaction that you can do with the platform, a very basic interaction, but this is something that to show you what we are doing here. If you want, you can scan the code, the QR code. Remember this number. This code will conduct you to the SDG Lines website. In this website, you will find here the possibility to request a quotation, a very simple step, fill some data using a Google form, Google form, very simple, and you can select and you can choose whatever you want. You only need to type the email account, the email address, And remember the code, because at the end of the quotation, you will see that a port virtual PIN code is needed to complete the operation. And this is the 4-digit codes that you will need to ask the quotation to the system. But the result is something like this, as here, you can see here on my screen. You have an quotation sent by the SDE lines, which is our shipping line, in which you have a departure date, you have an arrival date, a transit time, you have different information such as the name of the vessel, the distance in kilometers for those who actually they are concerned or they are trying to teach others about CO2 emission and so on. This is a calculation very, very important. And also you have all this information about the cost, but beyond the cost, you have the information about the elements that we must to include in this kind of operation. EHC, for taxes, for additionals, VGM, documentation, etc., etc., etc. Okay? So let me show you. Let me show you. This is a video about how the platform works. This is the Port Virtual Lab website. Remember the address PVL.ONE with basic information. Well, basically the same information that I just provide to all of you in my explanation. We have some organization, we have some structure about training, explanation about what we are doing right now and we plan to do in the future. Then we have different tabs, sorry. In these tabs, you will see that you have the access to the Port Virtual Port community, which is the place in which you will see all the similar companies. This is an example of one case of study. This is how it looks, a case of study. We use a email account, and this is the ERP. We connect the email account with the ERP in order that the participants have the opportunity to receive all the documentation. And these are the companies that I just mentioned. As you can see, we have 3 different modes of training. We have the pilot course, we have a license to offer to the organization, but this is the connection between our platform and the ERP. You fill information, you can create commercial offers, you can choose the transport mode, the flow, the customer, you can select all the things, of course, related with each element in your case of study. And beyond of that, you have the opportunity to create right here a commercial offer. Right here. Show you. This is the commercial offer. And everything is digital, everything is automated, automatic. Everything is just in the same time that you are filling all the information in our system. And this is the second step. You need to complete the task. You need to complete these 5 objectives, the coordination of the booking with the shipping line, the coordination of the inland transport, the customs, the shipping instructions, and these are the documents that you will receive when you complete all the tasks. As you can see, these are the templates of real documents. We use the simulation and, of course, with information of our case of studies, but the idea is that we have this detail of reality in what we are doing here right now with our training session. The operational model that we have available right now for you, we have the Maritime module, we have the airfreight module, the railway module, haulier, the inland transport, and the commercial module, administrative and commercial offers, and billing and everything. What else we have? We have an extra mode, which is something quite new. We call it the BOM. The BOM is because come from business-oriented management dashboard. And what happened? One day, one trainer said, the platform is awesome, but maybe sometimes we have some groups that they are more advanced than others, and we have this problem to balance the training in our sessions. So in order to overcome the situation, we create, with the help and support of Click and Cargo, we create the bomb. The bomb is a way to create incidents during the development of operations. Uh, this is an example. We are performing an export operation from Barcelona to Damietta, and they are in the on my team, or the team of the trainees are in the second step. Me as a trainer, I can create a bomb incident, and this bomb incident is about a strike of stevedores in the port community of destination. What happened? The system blocked everything, and they need to solve this situation before to move on. Of course, they will not solve the strikes of stevedores. They need to solve how. They need to find maybe plan B. They need to check if in the documents of the insurance they have a coverage for that. They need to contact with the contrapart. They need to contact with the customer, etc., etc. When they achieve that, when they done that, the trainer, after we check all the results, they will free up the operation, and they will able to move on and complete the operation. But the bomb scenario is something that we can design and we can create. It's something that in which the limitation, and there's not a special limitation, is based on uh, the creativity and the imagination of all the trainers. Okay, of course, you need to try to design realistic things in order to offer to them a realistic scenario. Okay, but these are the models that we have available currently in the Port Virtual Lab platform. Also, we believe a lot in the supporting educators. Why we believe on that? Of course, because the educators, at the end of the day, they are the people who actually they need to implement our training platform in their classes, in their classrooms. And we don't want that this could be or maybe represent extra effort, because we know that these professionals maybe don't have all the time of the world. But this is the reason why we invest a lot of time and money to create a support platform for them. We create structures that they can complete and they can follow without any extra activities. And this is something, when you understand the structure of the Port Virtual Lab and you understand what we're trying to do here, there is something that is too easy to implement in your classroom. So the content is basically matched with the things that you are teaching and the learning outcomes, as you can see here. And we have this link, this special link, closely with the educators before, during, and after the course. The impact of the Port Virtual Lab. We have these testimonials. Normally, we display and we send a survey to the participants in our courses. These are participants from the University of Barcelona. They have the Port Virtual Lab. They implement the Port Virtual Lab in the master students of logistics and transport. And well, these are the results: 4.93 over 5, which is totally awesome for us. Some participating training centers. We have some training centers in Netherlands, in France, here in Spain, also in Italy, South Africa, in Saudi Arabia. We have training centers in Portugal, in different locations around the world. 31 training centers, 12 countries, almost 5,000 participants already immersed in our platform. Okay, and we are in the last step, last approach in my presentation, and I think I don't have a lot of time, but it's about
It's fine. It's fine.
comment. It's about to talk about sustainability plus digitalization and artificial intelligence. the sustainability, digitalization, and artificial intelligence, basically to reshape the way in which the logistic and the international trade is made and developed. We know about the automatizations, reduce the manual task, and increase, as you can read here in the slide, the need of digital oversight and analytical capabilities. This is the reason why we need power skills. We don't only need people who know about the ChatGPT and how to use the ChatGPT. We need people who actually create a relationship, not not a, I am talking about a professional relationship with the artificial intelligence and connect with artificial intelligence in order to create based on what we think is the best and the right path to follow, and use the strength and the power of the artificial intelligence to achieve that. The data ecosystems enable real-time decision making. What we know about the digital twins, what we know about the use of machine learning in all these scenarios in our sector. We can use a big quantity of data. Maybe this data is something that one only professional, two, three, five, an entire department can analyze in a single period, or faster to create something great with the result of this data. But this is something that we can do with the machine learning and the data analysis. And of course, this is something related with digitalization of all the processes, not only the digitization and the digitalization, which are two things connected, okay? Because we have the digitalization, and the digital transformation. And all these elements are together, they are not a part of one previous steps, but they are part of one entire result and entire schema in which we can develop amazing things. Digital platforms like PVL.ONE, Click and Cargo actually offer a real scenario, a mirror of the real port procedures and or documentation workflows. And of course, this is a good way to shape and reshape and create scenarios in which the people learn and improve the knowledge that they already have. If I can fail and failing, I learn, this is something good. This is something that I actually, if we have the opportunity to do it, will be better for me as a professional and as a team member, because I am part of one team in which I am not lonely. I am not only just me there. It's me with other teammates trying to organize in a detailed way all the structure about training. And of course, the artificial intelligence enhance the operational intelligence, forecasting demand, and of course, automated all the documentation. Again, it's not only to know about perplexities, not only to know about grok, it's not only to know about ChatGPT. It's understand how these tools can offer to us a way to improve what we are doing. If you only go there, make a question, copy and paste, why is there? Because it's the way in which you work. Why maybe the artificial intelligence in the future will not take your place, because the artificial intelligence is doing everything. You are only there to click a button. Maybe in the future, and I am not talking about 10 years from now, I'm talking about maybe the next year, the artificial intelligence, even they don't need to click a button. And the way to understand that is using this kind of tools and this kind of dashboard and this kind of resources in which you understand the benefits and the elements included in each of these resources. As a fun fact, over the 80% of the future port jobs profiles will require digital competences. This is something that is quite of complicated to explain because sometimes we think that maybe artificial intelligence will basically leave me without work, without job, but it's not totally true. The only thing that is actually true from my point of view, and this is only my personal and my only point of view, that in the future you will need better and more prepared professionals. And this is something in which all the people need to know about artificial intelligence. Right now, we have people who actually around the world they never heard about ChatGPT. They never have been used ChatGPT, and this is something that we need to change because in order to create a great scenario and a strong scenario to build the future, it's very, very important that you can basically understand and all of us know about these kind of resources. That this is one of the reasons about the constructivist philosophy approach also. This is an example of Gaia. Gaia is one is our bot in the for virtual lab. We use Gaia to basically as a guidance and orient the people during the process of the training. Is not only support that they will have, of course, they have the trainers, the physical trainers, but we use Gaia because we know that the Gaia is part of the present and the future of these people and these professionals. And we want to work with these elements and make these elements part of what we are doing every day in our training session. Artificial intelligence based on document automatization can reduce the process by 50 or 70% in freight operations. This is totally real. We have a lot of examples in Rotterdam. Also, we have in Antwerp some examples about how they using digital competences, digitalization, artificial intelligence, and create this simulation process. They can reduce and they can improve the quota and they can improve the things, the activities that they are doing every day there in the port terminals and in the basically in the port community. About sustainability, we have why the sustainability matters. The ports are key actors in the global emission change. Of course, if we reduce and we want to reduce the CO2 emissions, equivalent emissions impact in our port communities, we need to basically use these elements, the digitalization, the technology, the innovation. And using this, we can create and design new plans and new ways to do things, not only the procedures, also the physical things. How to create create a different unit of onshore power supplies to create new engine and structure for the vessels. So this is basically a good way to improve and to take advantage of these elements. And of course, sorry, I need water. And of course, the green skills are becoming essential. Today, if you check the LinkedIn, if you check InfoJobs, if you check all the platforms of employment, and so on, you will see that the skills related with green knowledge, with sustainable knowledge, are on highly demand for the companies because all the companies need to create and design internally these programs, sustainability programs, and of course use all the structure in these programs to connect with other companies and to connect with new customers. We have here in the Escola some projects related with that. We have the Green Marine Med project which is, as you can read here, an European initiative creating energy transition, training ports, including simulation based on physical and practical exercises. Reskilling and upskilling. We have the analytical thinking, understand the data. This is very important, working confidently with digital tools. We have people that maybe before to have the contact with the Port Virtual Lab or with our training programs, they don't have this previous knowledge about artificial intelligence, about digitalization, about ERPs, and so on. So this is a good way to immerse these people in this environment, adaptability and quick decision making. We already mentioned that with the power skills also. A basic sustainability awareness, and this is basically what I explained in the previous slide, and the collaboration across the supply chain. Now we have the final step in our presentation, innovation ecosystem, PLIKA and CHIROM. We have two elements that were basically are the result of previous element developed during our trip in this training trip with the European projects and also in these 20 years of experience in the sector. PLIKA is an initiative that brings together different professionals, training center, port authorities, and organizations. It's a collaborative network in which we expect the people exchange information and exchange knowledge between them. Today, PLIKA is a network in which all the people involved in this network, and these are the founding members and the members of PLIKA, they don't need to pay anything to be part of PLIKA, but they need to offer the experience and the knowledge that they have to these young people or to this future generation of or logistic workers or professionals. As you can see here, we have a lot of great organizations involved in PLIKA, and we are, normally we have these special activities, webinars, and different projects and things that we do almost every 2 months using PLIKA as a concept of connection with the people. PLIKA is here to provide collaboration, innovation, transformation, and to create community. We use all the committees inside the organizational structure of PLIKA to create, all the activities that you can see here. We have a promotion, academic, innovation, membership, and technological and employment committee, and we have different activities during all the year. About the CHIROM. CHIROM is here to create and be part of the build and to build strong structures about to help and support the competitiveness and education. Because the digital education matters in the world trade, we already saw that during my presentation. Today, for a country to be competitive in international trade, you must be active and export-oriented industry. And this requires a strong external network to support promotion, marketing, and of course, after-sales services in global market. The past, we have books, blackboards, and traditional in-person instructions. We don't exclude that. Okay, we have that, but it would include today, future, simulation, digital innovation, cloud-based tools, artificial intelligence, and global collaboration networks. Education today happens in connected digital ecosystem that prepare learners for real-world challenges. This is the past and the connection with the future. Some key elements about the internet and artificial intelligence have changed the rules of the game. You have limited access to the information. You already know that. We have automatizations, intelligent automatizations. We have new professional roles, personalized learning, and global and collaborative environments. Today, the idea to try don't or not use the artificial intelligence, the ChatGPT, the whatever, the DeepSeek or Perplexity is a way to to find the best option to fail in the future. We need to know that the artificial intelligence and the technology is here. We need to understand this technology and we need to know how to work with this technology. Remember, not only copy and paste, we need to create a relationship, a professional relationship. And this is totally true, a professional relationship with these tools. Today, we have some resources in ChatGPT and so on. They understand the way in which we write the emails, in which we express to others, in which we maybe refer to other people or to different activities. They use the machine learning and all this information to help us and to support the daily work that we ask to them. But of course, we need to train this artificial intelligence in order to do the things in the way that we want to they do the things. And finally, we have the teacher profiles and institutional support that in this new age, that's the reason why we have CHIROM. CHIROM is not a project anymore, it's a program. Today, CHIROM offers continuous training, collaboration between the teachers and networking of teachers and a guidance to all the teachers that they are part of the POR virtual lab network. And finally, thank you for your attention. And if you have questions, well, I am here to clarify any doubts. And thank you very much for your interest and your time. I think I have 10 minutes for, I don't know. Joao, are you there?
Yes, yes, I'm here, of course. Thank you, Arnold. Thank you for all the content and the relevant topics that you shared. And due to your conditions, it must have been a great effort to do that. So thank you again.
No, thank you, thank you. It was a pleasure.
I
It was a
will
pleasure.
see if we have some questions here. Chat, we have one. So could you please clarify whether there are any preliminary requirements or recommended competencies for participants who wish to join PVL training, especially considering the diverse backgrounds of international learners?
Well, about if we're talking about the background about one participant to want to join to the Port Virtual Lab, we talk about are very basic. We are talking about international trade students or logistic and transportation in the first year. You need to understand about, well, the basic things about the Incoterms, about the structure of the operation, and so on. But again, this is a customizable program. That means that we can aim to the needs and, of course, to the actual currently situation of each participant. Today we don't have any training, individual training. We have something called Going Digital. Going Digital is a course that we make once per year, and it's about digital competencies. Okay, for that, yes, you need maybe a more an extra level or high background because we are working with professionals there. But with the Port Virtual Lab, you have, well, this way to do the things using the basic content and the basic knowledge. Only that, because the Port Virtual Lab is there to support you to know more and develop your skills and your knowledge.
Okay, thank you. Another one. What strategies does the PVL program use to accommodate the cultural, linguistic, and knowledge differences of international students to ensure that all participants can fully adapt and benefit from the training experience?
Okay, well, about that, well, as you probably imagine, I am not an English native speaker. My language is Spanish. My this is my curricular, my structural language. But the idea with the Port Virtual Lab is that we offer all the documentation and all the content in our platform in English, because the English is the language of the international trade. The way in which we can customize this, well, maybe the training structure is when we have the support of different trainers in different locations around the world. They learn about the Port Virtual Lab, and then they continue spreading the voice because they already have the knowledge. So they will have the content in English, they will have the documentation in English, but after that, they can teach others in the language that maybe is a more a local language, Portuguese, Spanish, Chinese, whatever.
Okay. I have another question between, but as we're talking about the requirements, the from the same person is asking to see how does the PVL platform support the learning needs of students over 50, considering the need to reskilling or skilling to adapt to a fully web-based training environment.
Okay, so actually, if we go to the concept of reskilling and upskilling, we are offering something that actually is designed for that. Is maybe is you have a background in which you understand about innovation, and you understand about technology, and you have a lot of knowledge about international trade, transport, and operation. But maybe, and sometimes, and this is something that is happening right now, you need to reinvent yourself in order to be prepared about the future. And this is what we are doing with the Port Virtual Lab. The digital competences, the way in which you working with the Port Virtual Lab or with our platform, or not only with our platform, using the artificial intelligence and so on, you can lose the fear to do certain things with this kind of technology. Is something that we want to encourage, and we want to continue working with the people that is in our sector or is close to us as students or as trainers. So yes, it's totally connected, and this is something that can work a lot and can do a lot for the people in this context.
Okay, thank you. Now, a question about if you are aware of the work of APS. APS, I don't know if you know, it's the Port of Sines authority. So the work that the APS is doing with their port cyber arena. So if you are aware of it, and if there is potential for collaboration between the two entities.
I am not aware. I heard about it. I don't have the opportunity to check more closer about the what the APS is doing in this port cyber arena. But of course, for me, it's totally interest to know more about this, and of course, to explore different collaborations between us as an organization. Everything that is a connection to explore, to create, to design new things. Uh, Not only me, the organization that I represent here today, and this is Escola Europea. I am truly confident that we will find a way to create and continue this evolution and this path. Well, basically to a better future. So I have the link. Thank you very much. I already opened the link, and save the link in the things that I need to check and do tomorrow morning. And if you, Antonio, are the contact with this about this Port Cyber Arena, please, if you can, I will give you the email. Maybe Joao, I don't know if we can give the email to Antonio and to the other participants. Maybe they have more questions or doubts in the future, or they want to contact with us. That will be a pleasure.
Okay, it will be shared, of course. So there is no more questions here. I actually have one question. Because you talked about all the needs of competencies and the skill and reskilling in this time. So, for you, in your opinion, professional opinion, of course, but you have already a lot of years in this area. What competencies are emerging as essential in the smart port environment?
Well, I can mention the green competences, the way to understand how the climate change is affecting what we do every day in our operations, and of course, to create an add value in my professional career, understand this kind of elements and basically offer the knowledge in this context to other companies. The digital competences is a key factor here. To know more about digitalization, to know more about these power skills. Very, 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 very important. Very important. We have people related to the blue economy with a lot of resources. They have a lot of knowledge, but when they need to do something, they are maybe they are prepared, but they can make this step forward because they don't feel confident or something like that. And this is something that the digital competences and all these kind of things support and help them to do it in the future.
Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot. We already have Antonio Esteves that answers here about the contact of APS. We'll have the opportunity to share the contact after, of course. And we are off the time, so I want to thank everyone of joining us today. Once again, Orlando, thank you very much for your availability and your time and your information sharing and all the content you just shared.
No, thank you, Joao, and all the people here that they are taking time for their days in heard about things that I want to share with them. Thank you very much. It was an amazing opportunity for us. And again, if you have any questions or any doubts, or you want to contact with us here in Escola Europea, you are more than welcome to do it. Thank you.
I invite everyone who wants to put some questions that they have put yet to send us by email, and I will redirect it to Orlando. And thank you, Orlando, for your availability for that. So I remember for those who wish to receive a certificate of participation, you have a link and a QR code on the chat, so you can go there. I think it will be available at 7:30. So you can answer. Someone is telling me that it's not accepting answers. I will check it and I will solve it and will send again if it's not open at 7:30. Normally it should be open at 7:30, so in 1 or 2 minutes. The session of Talks will be back next week. We will have Carmen Stanescu to discuss the maritime decarbonization strategies, and so it will be in Wednesday 17th. So you are all invited to join. Please register and join us. And once again, thanks for all. Thanks for Orlando, and we'll meet next week. Thank you all.
Thank you. Good night. Thank you very much.